Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very quick program. It's going to be a quick one. I'm not going to take much time, just for some few minutes to do one or two things, speak on some certain issues, the situation of Nigeria that is getting worse every day. The situation is getting worse. Just when you think it's all over, you will just realize that the situation is getting worse. So we want to bring some reports on the situation of the Nigerian and the atrocities that come and the confirmation that their lies can never stand. First of all, we will start from a program that shows their lie. When they tell you that the Igbos are the cause of the war, they tell you about the Igbo coup and all of them that they tell you. Whatever they tell you, I want you to understand that they are all lies and cannot hold water. That is why I want to try as much as possible to get this out so that you can hear it and we'll get done with it. Just gonna be a quick one. I will not be doing live here, but let's just try it and see how it's gonna be.
Was actually led by Major Ifajuna. That seems to be at the center of
reasons. 1966 coup. Who carried out the coup and for what reasons? 1966 coup. Who carried out the coup and for what reasons?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to try and enlighten people on this coup that seems to be at the center of subsequent problems in Nigeria. The coup of January 15th, 1966 was actually led by Major Ifajuna, and he commanded the activities in the south, and Zogo, another major, coordinated the northern side of it from Kaduna. The reason for the coup, if you remember, Nigeria became independent in 1960. We had a government, a quasi-Westminster type government with a parliament and a ceremonial president, reflecting, as it were, the Queen of Great Britain. That was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa was the president from the north. Now, the real problem with Nigeria has always been the imbalance of the federation that is and was known as Nigeria. I remember when I was at school, I was taught that the great thing about a federation was that no federating unit should ever be preponderant over the others. As it happened, the Nigerian Federation, when it was created, was given down to Nigerians from London. And that federation contained the imbalance of the North being preponderant, in fact, over the two other sides, the West and the East. And this created, right from the first day, a certain degree of friction. The North could dictate, and the South, whichever part of the South, could just complain if it's not in accord with what the North wished. The first few years of independence were not too bad, but there were a lot of unfulfilled ambitions of the Nigerians, because in those days we thought that once you got independence, you were free and everything works, and you join the higher league of nations internationally discussing what went on. In fact, to Nigerians it looked as though, and indeed they tended to show, that independence in itself was the achievement. Now Nigeria was free, as we're a member of the world. Instead of looking upon it as the beginning of our journey to nationhood. And I say this, and I want to underscore it. Nigeria was not, has never been a nation. We had the aspiration, hopes that Nigeria one day would become a nation. And that has been elusive up till today. The reason being that, most unfortunately, the powers in Nigeria were concentrated in the hands of the North, which was preponderant, and wrongly so. At independence, we hoped we would be able, in fact, the three leaders of the country had different notions of independence. There was the actual leader of the struggle for independence, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who rightly thought that independence now created, as it were, a beginning. But that we were already a nation, and we were now finding our positions in his own philosophical, political beliefs in Pan-Africanism. So we just had to move into the broad continental alliance. The North, under the Sultanate of Sokoto, whose agent was the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, felt that the Nigerian nation one had to tread very slowly, because he saw and they saw a great deal of inequities in Nigeria, and perhaps the most important then was the level of education between the North and the South. And therefore that affected, of course, the position of the North, or Northerners, in the bureaucracy of Nigeria. The Sadana and the people of the North got down to trying to build up the North, taking everything they could from the Federation to build up the North to a position in their minds of equality between themselves intellectually and the rest of Nigeria. The West, under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, thought likewise and took the position of consolidating the West so as to ensure that at a given time the West would then emerge superior to either the North or the East. Again, let me go back to the problem of the East. The East entered independence having accepted that the nation was already there. Naturally, the concept of nationhood implied a great deal of sacrifice by the East at all points. First sacrifice, the non-emergence of Dr. Azikiwe as the first executive leader of Nigeria. He vacated the place. He made the sacrifice so that the North could be accommodated. Second, very simple. During the constitutional conferences, independence was offered Nigeria before 1960. But to be able to accommodate the North, that Dr. Azikiwe believed was already part of a nation, we got this rather odd situation where a nationalist refused independence to wait for the North, and so on. Yet, your question, sir, was the question of the reason for the coup. So let me go into it. The teething problems of Nigeria after 1960, the independence, manifested itself in a number of ways. There was a friction over the preponderance of the North. There was certain difficulties about religious beliefs in the country. There was corruption, bad administration, and so on. But the real problem came from the West, which by 1966 was really in turmoil. And the reason was quite a simple one. Where does a leader lead from? In the North, the Sadana led from Kaduna in the North. His agent was in the South, Prime Minister. Awolowo for the West believed his position was better and he would be have greater effect on Nigeria if he ruled from the Federation. So he looked towards Lagos. And his deputy, Akintola, he was quite prepared to leave the West too. What a funny thing happened during the election. A funny thing happened. Dr. Azikiwe, who also opted for the Federation, won the election in the West. And it now looked as though an Igbo man was ruling in the East, ruling in the Midwest, and about to rule in the West. And this was not acceptable to the West. We started our problems there because overnight the victory of the NCNC in the West was nullified by a number of Yorubas crossing from the government to the opposition side and creating a new government. And this actually is at the foundation of the distrust between the Igbos still now and the Yorubas. Now, law and order broke down in the West after the second election. There was so much rigging. In fact, BBC had this rather wonderful statement. It said that men became pregnant overnight with votes. Because, you know, we wear these huge robes and you can stuff as many ballot papers inside them. And as a result of that, and because by then Awolowo was in jail for treasonable felony, it was felt that the North used its powers to ensure that Akintola, who became their stooge, won the election. It became very dangerous to travel around the streets of Lagos or the West, anywhere. That's when they started throwing acid at people in the streets, in your car, the phenomenon known as wet year. That is wet in wet year. Throwing acid on people. And it was to halt this, actually, that the military was pulled out of barracks to help stabilize the situation. And this went on. We were not moving anywhere. The countries were becoming independent. We were seeing Julius Nyerere creating personality in Africa, Nkrumah there, and so on. Nigeria is big, and with all the promise of independence, was clearly doing nothing. It was then that a group of young officers, now let's get it straight. The young officers had within Igbos, Yorubas, and Hausas. The way the Nigerian army was structured, you could not escape a preponderance of Igbo officers. And these were at the middle level because they were essentially majors. By then I was a lieutenant colonel, so I wasn't part of it. I was then commanding a battalion in Kano. The coup ostensibly, because I later found out that the whole aim of the coup was to halt this apparent drift in Nigeria. But significantly, you know what they wanted to do? To create a presidential commission of army officers as a safeguard to the people who would guard the nation and hand over government to Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
Is going wrong in this country that people don't know about. There are some of us, even when we go abroad. I remember in 1989, I entered the office of my professor, my dean, Professor Weniger, I think he's late now, in Western Germany. I entered his library and I picked a book and was just going through. And he came in and screamed, don't touch it, don't touch it. What is the problem? He says it's not meant for third world countries. Those books are not meant for even Poland, not meant for East Europe. Because there are secrets there. But I was able to see a few things before they took the books from me. One, that the exchange rate of a nation is artificially fixed. Because they are on political economy. Two, that no nation will ever be developed unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life. The same tribe, the same religion, the same ethos, like US, which was freedom. But US is going to crash. The freedom must be taken too far. So freedom is what will kill US. Take note of that. Maybe dead, but you know that it's a fallen nation. No country, in those books they wrote, no country will ever develop unless they belong to the same tribe or race.
So that means there's no hope for Nigeria.
Oh, yes, no hope. There's no. Let me just put it this way. If I live too long, maybe I die at the age of 95, which is just about 30 years time. But definitely, if I get there, it will be a miracle. But let somebody note it down so that you tell somebody after me, Nigeria will never, I'm sorry, develop. Unless there is an authoritarian regime that tie our neck together, force us to do what they want for at least a minimum of 25 years, like it was done in China. After then, you cannot begin to release freedom little by little. Otherwise, Nigeria is a country that is being, there's a tug of war where some people will hold each other that way, some people hold each other this way, then you start pulling at the center. In Nigeria, what we have is multiple pullings, multiple tugs of war, one here, dragging the center. It can never develop. Because our budgetary system is, oh, you are giving 10 roads to Edo, 10 roads to Lagos, you must give 10 roads to Bauchi, 10 roads to Gombe, 10 roads that they don't need. I was a bank manager in the 90s. When I came back from Germany, I was posted to Bauchi. You have roads tarred that only sheep sleep on them at night. And then you have donkeys on them, no motor. And they are all everywhere. Now, look at Lagos, the port that supplies the north. No rail. Because if you say, let's put rail, the northern senators and others will insist, no way. You must put the same thing in a place that is not productive. Like the rail line Buhari built to Niger Republic. It's dead, it's big, and we borrow $1.9 billion to build it. We are paying China now. And it's not doing anything for Nigeria. If they have put it on the port, this our roads would have been saved. Roads would have lasted longer, life would have been. Then the cost of spare parts. Again, the cost of spare parts, the things we use in maintaining a vehicle because of borrow, is higher than the total sale of Nigeria crude oil. Quote me, I may not be a professor of economics, but that.
Now you have seen the good reason when we say Nigeria is irredeemable. You have seen the reason. It is not a guesswork. It is not a made-up story. It's not. We are not saying it because someone is angry. And if you want to understand what this man is saying here clearly, if you want to understand what this man meant in this explanation, if you really, really, genuinely want to understand it, I want you to listen to the video I'm about to play. Listen closely to that video. This video I'm about to play, listen closely. Listen very, very close, and you will understand what this man is trying to explain. That no country with the kind of diversity you have in Nigeria will survive. It does not matter who become your president. It doesn't matter what you think or what you feel. It doesn't matter how sympathetic you are. It doesn't matter what you feel. No country on this planet Earth will succeed with the kind of diversity you have in the contraption called Nigeria. It will not happen. And I want you to listen to this very video. Listen to the argument here. You will understand why Nigeria will never survive. Not this. Pay attention. I'm going to bring the video. This is not the video I'm trying to bring up. This is not the video I'm trying to bring up. Just pay attention. Pay close attention. You are going to be surprised what you're going to hear. Why Nigeria is in. Why there is nothing you can do to redeem this. The more you try to save it, the more you are creating more damages. The more you are causing more troubles. The more you are causing more confusion.
And support of foreign powers for their plans to embark upon what they called.
So I want you to pay attention. Pay attention closely. You might just understand what you have never understood before. Pay close attention. Do not be distracted. Do not allow yourself to be deceived. There is nothing you can do to save the zoological republic of Nigeria. It is impossible to save it. That is why we are calling for the end of contraction. That is why we are calling for the end to the contraction. Genuinely calling for the end, not to make anybody happy.
Thought they should solicit the sympathy and support of foreign powers for their plans to embark upon what they called police action against the rebellious East. Nigeria is in
pay close attention. I am getting to where you need to pay attention. In a country where everybody is concerned about him or herself. Nobody cares about you. Nobody
The
cares
two
about
shattered
you. Everybody
essentials
cares
of
about
mutual
themselves.
cooperation and trust. We shall do this only if we, the military leaders now saddled with
Everybody cares about
responsibility for running
themselves.
this country,
They don't care about you.
can approach our task.
Your leadership,
Now listen to this
we
debate.
pass a resolution that the military high command should disclose the name of that officer, the action that had been taken against him, to satisfy us that that action was not willful, or that people who are entrusted to protect us, that some of them have not become part of our problem. Mr. President, I have always tried to be present in every day that this thing is sit. As I speak, I am not aware that we have gotten a response to that simple inquiry. If the armed forces is not accountable, if we do not carry out due audit and oversight on resources that we have all been blackmailed to appropriate to protect Nigeria, and we come here lamenting that the things is now taking over the country, I think we need to do more than that. Much. I join in, I associate myself with all the comments that have been made, and there can be no question that it is very troubling, whether for children, for adults, for men, for women, to wake up or even on their bed to be abducted and taken to all sorts of places. They go through dehumanization, they end up paying ransom, and even at that, some end up being wasted. I am not sure, having listened this morning, with profound respect to all my distinguished colleagues who have spoken, I didn't hear anything new. We have competed for change of words to condemn, to denounce, to lament, to regret, to worry aloud about all of these things. And on each occasion, there are consequential prayers that this Senate has had to make. What I want to say this afternoon with profound respect is that it doesn't appear to me that we have carried out audit. By this I mean to refer to each of those resolutions that we have passed in the past, to ask ourselves, as a consequence, what specific actions has been taken based on those resolutions. If past resolutions did not change anything, why should we believe that today's own will be different? And if today's own will not be different, why should we waste our precious time on it? I want to draw your attention, Mr. President, to one particular one, because everybody in Nigeria must be accountable, whether you are under arms or you are armless. We all admitted we were shocked about war kidnapping that took place in Kebbi. And it was reported, and the governor of Kebbi State cried aloud that military personnel that were in that particular school were ordered to be withdrawn. And about 40 minutes later, the kidnappers came and cut away about 200, I can't remember exactly the number of children. This Senate, under your leadership, we passed a resolution that the military high command should disclose the name of that officer, the action that had been taken against him, to satisfy us that that action was not willful, or that people who are entrusted to protect us, that some of them have not become part of our problem. Mr. President, I have always tried to be present in every day that this thing is sit. As I speak, I am not aware that we have gotten a response to that simple inquiry. If the armed forces is not accountable, if we do not carry out due audit and oversight on resources that we have all been blackmailed to appropriate to protect Nigeria, and we come here lamenting that the things is now taking over the country, I think we need to do more than that. We need to carry out security audit. Money appropriated. Who got what? How was it used? And I insist that this Senate is entitled to have a reply to the question we unanimously ask. Who withdraw those people for the children to be carted away?
You have 1 second
now, if that was done, maybe this other ones now may not have happened. I associate myself with whatever we feel we can do, but I believe that any time we pass a motion, we're entitled to know the feedback arising from the response of the appropriate agencies.
Thank you very much. Your time is off. Last but not the least, Senator Sani Musa, please give your own.
I want you to pay attention on this program. This is a discussion on the insecurity in the Nigeria. Now, Oshomole have laid a foundation and made an important point, asking that who was the person that called off the military from a school before kidnapping happened. Because the military promised that we are going to provide the people that did that. But till today, there has not been any word on that. Christopher Musa said he was going to provide an answer to that when he was being screened in the Senate. Today, no answer to that. And yet, the insecurity continues. This is what we are saying. When we say that nobody is held accountable and the government is complicit, even in their Senate, the debate is going on. And now, I want you to pay attention to the side of the response. As the person from the north is going to respond, pay attention and see how he's going to respond. Then you understand why we say Nigeria is irrelevant. Pay attention to the response that is coming.
Perspective to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, let me join my colleagues in sympathizing and commiserating with the good people of Oyo, the families and the entire government of Oyo State, where this very heinous crime occurred. And at the same time, commend my brother, Senator Buhari, for bringing this very important motion to the Senate. Mr. President, quite all right, it is very sympathetic. We really sympathize with the situation, and we are not praying occurrence of this kind of thing in any part of Nigeria. At the same time, Mr. President, let me commend Mr. President for his quick response by sending a higher delegation to the people and government of Oyo State.
You see how they are deceiving themselves. This man from the north is thanking Tinubu for sending a high delegation to Oyo State after 2 weeks of kidnap of innocent children as little as 2 years old. The president did not go by himself. He sent people after 2 weeks. And this clown is here thanking him. Not only that, you're going to pay attention to how you begin to relate it with what happened in the north. So this is the problem you have in that country. If you do this side, they say do this, or if you don't do this one, it is about, everybody's about their region. Nobody cares about anybody. If it's not happening in my region, it is your business. Handle it. If it's not happening in my region, but let us go separate ways, they will not agree. Bunch of idiots and clowns. Listen to him.
To console the family and of course to carry the message of hope to the people that the government in their own part are doing their own best to make sure that they rescued these victims. And at the same time, Mr. President, deploy 1,000 forest guard to the Oyo forest just to stop and continue occurrence of this incident. Mr. President, we are lamenting Mr. President, and the executive and our security agencies. But at the same time, Mr. President, I think there are so many incidents occurred in some part of Nigeria. Today in the morning, I was listening to BBC, where one of our colleagues, Muhammad Al-Ndume, is lamenting what happened in Maiduguri, where almost 40 children were kidnapped in his own constituency. Yesterday, the House of Representatives carried similar motion on Maiduguri issues. Therefore, I am pleading with the executive, more especially the father of the country, Mr. President, to do the same kind of commitment to the good people of Borno State.
You see the idiot. He is not concerned about what just transpired. All he's concerned about is do the same thing you do in your state, do it in Kaduna, do it in Borno. That is his concern. In a serious situation where you have to focus on the subject matter, the Oyo is the subject matter. Focus on the subject matter, discuss it. When you want to send your own brief for your own case, you send it. Why do you have to compare it with the issue of Oyo? Why do you have to bring it in here? Why? This is the reason the zoo will never ever progress. They can continue to deceive themselves. It will never progress.
And the other part of Nigeria, where there are so many victims in the hand of kidnappers, doing so will give hope to Nigeria, and it will show that Mr. President is committed to the welfare and security of the people of Nigeria. But really, we really commend Mr. President. It's a sign of good governance, responsiveness.
Thank you very much. I now call on Senator Adams Oshomole.
These are a bunch of idiots. You see what he just said? Bunch of idiots, and that is how they behave. All he was trying to do is to compare the terrorism that is happening in places instead of talking about solution. Discussion is on Oyo. Why are you bringing Meduguri and whatever? Due to you what they have done to other places. And this is what is holding the zoo down. And it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you say, the zoo will never ever succeed. It will continue to be worse every day. Every blessed day, the situation will be worse. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. That is the truth. You can continue to deny it, but that is the truth. No matter how they try to deny it, that is the truth. And I want you to listen to this one. A country that is doomed. A country that is doomed. We will continue to do
investigation. These men were members of a terrorist group called Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab is an affiliate of Al-Qaeda, another international terrorist group. Investigation revealed that they decided to attack Owo because their leader, one Odoba, who remains at large, told them that the Catholic Church was insulting the Prophet Muhammad, which they considered blasphemous.
Did you see? This is why the zoo must be disintegrated. The reason they gave for attacking Owo, Catholic Church, and massacred hundreds of people in the church is because they believe that the people in the church insulted their prophet. How can you live with this kind of barbaric people? In a country, a secular state, where they have a secular state, they left their religion. They came all the way to Owo in Yoruba land and took the life of innocent people inside a church. In a place where they say you have freedom of worship, freedom of expression. And when you argue, they will tell you Sharia law is only for the Sharia people. It is not. As long as you continue to be inside Nigeria, Sharia law is holding you, and you are going to be part of it, whether you like it or not. This is an obvious fact, that undeniable fact. And this is why we don't want to be part of this zoological republic. We don't want to be part of it. I want you to pay attention and listen.
Was insulting the Prophet Muhammad, which they considered blasphemous. And they now decided to go and attack the church. They were instructed to even kill the priest who celebrated the Mass on that fateful day.
Did you hear that? This is the fate of the Christians in Nigeria. The Christians are not safe. This is why we are calling for the end to the contraption called Nigeria. And the more the United States continue to waste time, the more havoc is being caused. That contraption is not supposed to be together. While the Christians are still playing around, thinking that it's business as usual, I am telling you that more serious things are coming. I have seen, there are so many videos I can't even be able to share what the people are facing. Kidnapping is going on daily. And the funniest is that when you think it is just about religion, it is not just about religion. Even though their own people, they are kidnapping them. The Hausas, the Hausa Muslims are also being kidnapped. If you don't buy to their ideology, they will kidnap you and you'll be fighting for your life. How long are we going to continue on that path? I don't know what the United States of America is waiting for. And I don't know what kind of collaboration that collaboration will do. Watch this. The people that are kidnapped here are members of the ABC terrorist government. Chairman of the village in the ABC terrorist government. Kidnapped. These are chairmen of the ABC-led see how they are treated. They are risking their life. They are begging for help.
Saboda Allah baban gida ka dibi halayen da muke ciki.
They are literally.
Ku dibi halayen da muke ciki. Kai kuma ina hace yake. Duk inda hace yake don girman Allah da Annabi ba ta hanci abin da iya ka motar nan ne. Don girman Allah ku sayar da ita don Allah. Sayar da ita don Allah da Annabi mu da ahita sun ci wannan hali. Banda da komi banda tare da komi da kasani. Ita daita kuma ko ita daga shekara sai shekara na aka hawanta. In ku diba ku gani illahi Allah take don girman Allah kira mai sai a sayar da motar na don girman Allah da Annabi ku to a wance mu ganin lura ga.
The man is begging. Wallahi his car, sell everything sellable to free him. This man is not just an ordinary person, he's an ABC local government chairman or whatever they call him. Look at him. The bank is two of them. Him and his. And you see them, they are begging for help. That is what is they must pay ransom or lose their life. And in some cases, they pay the ransom and they lose their life.
Don girman Allah sun dai ga halin da muke ciki. Yi muku walakanci ba daidai ba ne. Tunda mu so muka yi mu koma gida. Sai ku ba daidai ba ne a ce a zage ku. Don haka don girman Allah ta haƙe da ƴan uwa da abokan arziki. Allah zai tambaye na san magana da ya faɗi. Ku ce abin da muka diban muku ya kusa ki tafi. Sannan kuma kamar yadda suka yi mana bayani wa'adin da aka ɗiba muna ya kusa cika don haka don Allah a tashi wa'adin da aka ɗiba muna ya cika ya ma kusan cika dan ƙara mana ma sun kai tsakani da Allah da annabi don girman Allah duk wanda kuka gani ganin lura ku gane shi a dandan nan mallaka ni na faɗa muku gundun motar don girman Allah a sayar da ita billahi allazi la ilaha illa huwa malik kun duniya Allah gaban da ita ku sayar da su kai kun ka sayar da ita don Allah abin da aka hada don Allah ku yi mu bayani
alhaji na ba na kiyama din ga ko duk duniya
ya za ni in bai hadiya ta ba wallahi ban da wani mafita in ba haka ne
maganin ka gana maka maganin ka ina kun kusan mutuwa hawan jini
kaga magungunan da aka so mana
ba ku da lafiya amma an taimaka muku za ta ce
yanzu ni ba ku gani yanzu in ba su taimaka mana ba ina suka so mana wa'anga magunguna saboda Allah ni ba ka gani har da ƙarin ruwa ko wani iri wannan magunguna tsakani da Allah da babu kalan da kan gani ba ku gani saboda Allah da annabi
those are the drugs he's taking
don girman Allah da annabi ku taimaka mana da inda an ka samu yau
shi bai magana da kai ne sai mai
kun ji saƙon dai mutanen ku yanzu ko in dai kun yi shiri da su za su bi su shiri insha Allah in ba su ba wannan bidiyon ne kuma daga inda
This is what the zoo has become. This is what the zoological republic has become. And I bet you it is not going to get any better. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Everybody is facing the trouble. Everybody is crying. I want you to hear, both people living abroad and home. Don't think it's only people at home. I want you to hear the problem, the cry of this woman.
I applied for an interview. The interview is 5 hours away. And then the next thing they emailed me today. I don't even know what made me tell them. I just emailed them yesterday and I said, please, you guys have sponsorship. I just want to confirm. They said they don't have. Okay. University of Manchester to tell me, say, as I'm applying for school, that what is it called? Because I don't have honors. My bachelor's is not honors. I cannot apply for my master's. I said, okay, no wahala. I'm just tired. All the messages are coming back. All of them are coming in one. I've been living in this country. I've been paying my bills. I don't miss any bills. I don't miss any motherfucking bills. I stay off on the ground, bro. I worked as a care worker. I worked as a cleaner. I worked as every fucking thing to make sure that I make it. Every fucking thing to make sure that whatever I'm doing is honest. Every fucking thing. I've cleaned shit. I've been slapped. I've been bullied. I've been beaten. Everything. Okay, now I'm finally here. I'm finally in management. I'm finally trying to prove myself. I can't even be happy because they are taking the carpet off our ground. Okay, if I say I should go back to South Africa, where is the country that I know? They don't want Nigerians anymore. Xenophobia. Okay, go back to Nigeria. You're going to get killed. You're going to. What can I do? Please tell me. What can I do? What can I do? I'm tired. I've been avoiding going to the beach now for like a few weeks since those girls died because I've been feeling like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. So many Nigerians are suffering. So many of us, because of what? Is it our fault that they gave birth to us in a very useless place? I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God, I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it in this world. This world is full of selfish people. And the crazy part is that our leaders, they don't understand. They think we came here to wash toilet because we're happy. They think we came here to be slapped, to be called a black monkey, to be called disgusting, to be called smelling, to be called our food is useless, to be called hopeless because we don't like home. I just finished using a pedestrian crossing. How many of you can tell me that you can press a button and the pedestrian crossing is going to, the light is going to stop for you to cross? How many of you have ever seen what a wheelchair access is? Do you know how many buildings in Nigeria don't even have wheelchair access? We live in Nigeria because we want peace, we want a better life. I live in the bush, bro, where I stay. It's not in the city center. And I'm able to go home at 12 midnight. I'm not scared. So those are the things that I enjoy living abroad. That's why you see I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm tired. I'm on the road. Look at me. I'm on the road, bro. I'm on the road. Look at me. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm tired. I am so fucking tired. They want to kill us for no reason. Because how do you tell someone that they can come to a country? I gave up everything. I left my apartment. I cleared out all my accounts. Till today, my South African accounts are still empty.
Did you hear it? That is the situation Nigerians are facing abroad. And you think it's going to get better any soon? It is not going to get better any soon. Not today, not tomorrow, not next. It is even going to get worse by day. And this is why every one of you must rise up and do the needful. This is why every one of us must begin to think of a solution. Some of you think it is just about the Biafran people when we cry and shout. No, it's not just about us. It's not just about us. It's about everybody. Everybody must do their part. Everybody must do their part. When we talk about freedom, it is freedom for all, not just freedom for the Biafran people. It is freedom for everybody. And while we are talking about freedom, if you don't know why we are asking about freedom, listen and hear why. Listen to this.
There are many things going wrong in this country that people don't know about. There are some of us, even when we go abroad, I remember in 1989, I entered the office of my professor, my dean, Professor Weniger, I think he's late now, in Western Germany. I entered his library and I picked a book and was just going through. And he came in and screamed, don't touch it, don't touch it. What's the problem? He says it's not meant for third world countries. Those books are not meant for even Poland, not meant for East Europe. Because there are secrets there. But I was able to see a few things before they took the books from me. One, that the exchange rate of a nation is artificially fixed. Because they are political economy. Two, that no nation will ever be developed unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life. The same tribe, the same religion, the same ethos, like US, which was freedom. But US is going to crash. The freedom has been taken too far. So freedom is what will kill US. Take note of that. Maybe dead, but you know that it's a fallen nation. No country, in those books they wrote, no country will ever develop unless they belong to the same tribe or race.
So that means there's no hope for Nigeria.
Oh, yes, no hope. There's no. Let me just put it this way. If I live too long, maybe I die at the age of 95, which is just about 30 years time. But definitely, if I get there, it will be a miracle. But let somebody note it down so that you tell somebody after me, Nigeria will never, I'm sorry, develop. Unless there is an authoritarian regime that tie our neck together, force us to do what they want for at least a minimum of 25 years, like it was done in China. After then, you cannot begin to release freedom little by little. Otherwise, Nigeria is a country that is being, there's a tug of war where some people will hold each other that way, some people hold each other this way, then you start pulling at the center. In Nigeria, what we have is multiple pullings, multiple tugs of war. One here, dragging the center. It can never develop. Because our budgetary system is, oh, you are giving 10 roads to Edo, 10 roads to Lagos. You must give 10 roads to Bauchi, 10 roads to Gombe, 10 roads that they don't need. I was a bank manager in the 90s. When I came back from Germany, I was posted to Bauchi. You have roads tarred that only sheep sleep on them at night. And then you have donkeys on them, no motor. And they are all everywhere. Now, look at Lagos, the port that supplies the north. No rail. Because if you say, let's put rail, the northern senators and others will insist, no way. You must put the same thing in a place that is not productive. Like the rail line Buhari built to Niger Republic. It's dead, it's big, and we borrow $1.9 billion to build it. We are paying China now. And it's not doing anything for Nigeria. If they have put it on the port, this our roads would have been saved. Roads would have lasted longer, life would have been. Then the cost of spare parts. Again, the cost of spare parts, the things we use in maintaining a vehicle because of borrow, is higher than the total sale of Nigeria crude oil. Quote me, I may not be a professor of economics, but that.
Did you hear that? If you hear this and you are not moved, then you are not human. This is why Biafrans are walking away from the zoo. And we will not stop calling for self-determination. We will continue until we are free. Thank you for listening. See you again tomorrow.
Bebe